Hey, how's it going? My name is Gary. I am an aspiring cellist. Just started playing. I took my first lesson yesterday. Um, I had my cello for about 2 weeks now, so I've been playing with it as far as trying to learn scales or whatnot. But my first official lesson was yesterday. So I'm going to record this series just of me some of my practices. This is mainly for me. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to put it up on YouTube or not. Um, but yeah, so I just tuned my cello. I'm going to start off with a few exercises. I'm probably going to turn it sideways to see more of my hand movement. A lot of my problems that at least arose from my first cello lesson is that when I'm lifting up my fingers, I'm really wanting to just pull them back when I'm not using them. When in actuality, I should have them constantly kind of hovering above their fingers, or hovering above. So I'm going to do some exercises. I'm going to pull myself sideways so at least I can see what I am doing. Like I said, this is mainly for me. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to put this up, mainly because it's going to sound awful. Alright, so gonna do a basic scale, D major scale, starting on the D string. I'm mainly gonna stay on the D string for this part of the exercise, so let's focus on my fingers at the moment. So I want my thumb and index finger to stay aligned. That's my biggest issue, is once those are aligned, I can then kind of, those two fingers need to stay more spaced. Press down, just like that. Up, down. I want to be able to pull it off, put it back on, as long as it stays. But I've got to be doing this without looking, of course. So, sorry. My screen's there. That's there. So it's kind of hard to pay attention to just the camera. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try some scales, and we're going to see how we go from here. So let's go ahead and start it off. Like I said, my bowing stinks, so there's going to be a lot of screeching, heads up. Okay, so now I'm going to stop and look because I pulled my hand completely off. So my fingers are mostly in place. That second finger really needs to stay. It doesn't want to stay up there, but like my teacher said, take the win. So as long as my third and fourth fingers are positioned correctly, I can learn to adjust that other finger. So now I'm going to do that a couple more times, and then I'm going to bring my hand off and try to bring it back on, and we'll see how that goes. Now, I said I was going to bring it off, but then I just noticed what my finger was doing. My fourth finger, need to pay attention to keeping it up. So, different exercises for different things. So, I'm going to I'm going to work on this exercise. I'm going to go back to the fingers, paying attention to the fingers. So, we're just going to go ahead and straight to our D, hop off a D, and bring it back. So bring it back. Feel it. It takes me a second to feel it. Okay, that sounds right. Now I'm going to look. My fingers came out pretty close. My 2 middle fingers slightly off. So, however, my head did hit the D. So we're going to try that again. Take it down, shake it out, get that muscle memory away, and then I'm going to bring it back. I have to follow for my tape, for at least where my thumb goes, and I hit the D. First and fourth fingers are awesome. Third finger slightly high, and then my second finger just wants to go wherever it wants to go. Luckily, I'm not playing any F naturals yet, so I don't have to worry too much about that. F sharp is my third finger. Now I can tell, just consciously, my pinky is wanting to go up. So, alright, let's a couple more times of that exercise, hand placement, so. Oops. Down, wait a second, come up, make sure I'm on the right string. That sounds good. Pretty good. These two, now my third finger's on the right place, but my second finger's just wanting to navigate, go straighter to that finger, so let me move back a little bit to adjust so I can see this later when I'm watching it and studying it. Alright, so let's try this again. Actually, you know what? I just moved. Let's go ahead and just, without looking, hopefully I've got my little high. I don't know if that's sharp or flat. I can't remember. I'll get better at that in time, but okay. So one more time for good measure, and then I'm going to do it across the strings. I think that might have been a little. That's my. This is A, B, C sharp, G. It's a G. Right. A, B, C. It's a good question. I don't know all my notes. Let's play it real quick. I've got my tuner on. Let's see. Yeah, D. Wow. Yep, that's a C sharp, even though my bowing sucks. And that's a B. A. Okay. So, hand off. I can already hear that was not high enough. So I'm adjusting my pinky, putting it higher up on the string. And still not sparkling, is what Jonathan says, my instructor. I'll link him if I ever put this video up, because he's an awesome guy and does some really cool tutorials for cellos. Alright, my hand is cramping up. Now let's focus on some scales and trying to keep my fingers barely above the string, similar to, so if I lift them up, don't want them to curl back like they want to. So I'm going to focus mainly on the D string. We're going to see how we go. Okay, so I went to the F natural there. That's not part of the scale. I shouldn't have. I mean, It's good to practice, but my fingers, but still. Second finger. That warbling noise is actually not me being awful. So this right here is, every cello has what's called a wolf. It's an imbalance. One note doesn't resonate correctly with the instrument, so I need to get a piece. It's basically a weight that hangs on one of my strings right here below the bridge. And I need to put it on my G string, and that will balance it out. But I'll get that in the next week or so. Until then, I've really got to deal with this wolf note, which is my E natural. All right, let's do some scales now. My fingers are still having issues wanting to go up and down, and again I'm still having that issue, so I'm having my issue with fighting. It's a conscious effort to try to keep my fingers from curling up when I'm not using them, and then on top of that I'm also fighting with my position on the board. That's why I usually end up playing the note twice, because I'm off tune the first one, so I adjust my finger to fix it, whatever finger it lands on. But that was the purpose of that first exercise I was doing. So we're going to keep doing that. I'm going to go ahead and let's do a G major. So we're going to move over to the G string. Do that a couple more times. Time. Let's focus on my bowing at this point. Just doing a small technique here to make sure my bow is correct. Okay. Okay, I had to stop to make sure my fingers were correct. Fighting, my third and fourth finger were fighting not to stay up that time. So, all right, now let's go to C major. Oh, ha, it would help if I started at C. Those deep notes. All right, let's do that a couple more times. I have bowed my knee, so I've got some resin on my knee. It might be off of this. All right, let's do this again. So that time I noticed I caught myself going up and then putting back down close. So what I'm doing with that pinky. All right, let's just move up the whole scale, all the way C to D major. And we'll see if I can pull it off. Didn't do that. I'm going to start over because that was awful. All right. So I was doing good until switching to the last one, and then my index finger and my thumb lined up. And when playing the cello, my index and my middle finger should be lining up on the neck. So that's why I hit that note the way I did. So, all right, those are some warm-up scales. I'm going to move now onto my music here. Suzuki method. I'm just pulling it up on my screen here. Okay, so this is Suzuki method, book 1. This is the French folk song. This is a 3/4 signature. I don't know if I'll end up sharing the screen or not, but this is more a developed practice of tonalization. I can't pronounce the word. Basically, make sure I'm on pitch. So we're gonna go ahead and work on that. So let's start off. All right. And this starts off at a give me a second to count. Okay, yeah. Starts off on a D. That's a D. Hold on. Yeah, I just did that earlier in the video, and I'm still failing at it. All right, so this starts off at a D on this on the A string, and this is a D major signature. And I'm going to be playing it pretty slow until I forget to get it down. Well, that was awful. Made my way through it. What was it? Something threw me off, and that just kind of threw me off the rest of it. We're going to go ahead and try again from measure 1. Might try to take this a couple measures at a time. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do the first 4 measures. That comes into our first kind of slow down. So let's try that. I don't remember what that is. It's a half note with a dot, so it's 3 beats. So the first one of those, we're going to make it to. Alrighty, bad start. Start over. Yep, I'm gonna do that again. Already messed up. I was just playing scale at that point when really I should have been playing D, E, and F sharp. I went up to G. Alright, I stopped following the music and more was paying attention to my fingering. That happens. So I'm going to start from the beginning. Because there were some rough parts, and that can be fixed. Alright, to D without looking at my bow. I have a hard time. I still haven't gotten down the switch from this angle to this angle. Can't see it much on there. Let's scoot back. Ooh. So let's just go ahead and right now I only worry about my fingers anyway, so I'm not going to move back further to see the bow. Alright, so let's try again. Measures 4 to 5 is my, so I'm going to practice that part right now. So it's down bow. Okay, I always know I hit E correctly when I have that warbling because my cello, I really need to get that wolf eliminator. Alright, let's go ahead and try this again. My goal is 5, measure 4 to 5. That transfer from here to here. So open A to G on my D string. Okay, so let's start off at the beginning. Alright, let's start again. I jumped to my G string with my fingers. My bow went to the D string. Alright. New strategy. Not really new strategy. I should have been doing this. While I'm playing my open A, I should be positioning my G already to transfer. So I'm going to work on that. Let's go ahead and try that. I can keep pushing forward. Sorry. I'm definitely playing a lot more stiff than I should, but I don't know correct posture yet. And it's really killing me. Maybe my next lesson I'll learn some posture. Alright, so I made the transfer okay. I still hesitated on it. Let's go ahead and start again. What is going on? I don't think I'm hitting my string right. It's a bowing technique that I haven't probably learned yet. track of playing the cello. My bow's going everywhere. That's what that screeching is coming from. So trying to focus on this, but hitting here. So you could tell near the end of the song, there's a few times where my E was off, and I didn't get it corrected until like the third or fourth measure with it. So after I switched to that, so it's more sliding it up until I could hear it. There is tape here, but the tape is more for me my eye and my thumb. So when I'm playing, I don't feel the tape too much through the strings, so I can't really feel. It's all based on where my thumb is, and so that's how I kind of measure. That's how I'm supposed to be measuring, and that was the purpose of that first exercise. So let's play through this a couple more times and just go. Less commentary. Let's see what. This is awful to the ears, but it's still a fun process. So, all right. I really need to focus on my bow. Okay, so. All right. Basing off of Jonathan's videos, he hasn't quite taught me that bow hold correctly yet. There's only one lesson, so there's only so much you can do in one. All right. Where are we at time-wise? Okay. Alright. I want to work on that D major some. I'm gonna pull open my scale book. Let's go ahead and pause it. Can I pause? Or did I just... Boo. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Okay, so, just visited my... I just looked at my last video real quick to make sure my mic and stuff was working, and man, I sound awful. It's even more awful through recording, so sorry if I ended up pushing this out for you guys. Really, it's just for me. I want to be able to see my progress. Pointers would be nice, but whatever. Okay, so I've only been practicing for about 30 minutes, but it's freaking late at night, so I'm gonna end with a couple of scales on the D major. I'm gonna follow them. I mean, I can do it here by memory, but I want to follow them on the sheet music because I can read treble clef, bass clef. I'm new to, obviously, cello. So let's go ahead and get started here. Okay. Already, that bow needs to. I need to pay attention to my bowing. Bow. This is why I want to practice it via this, because when I'm not thinking about my finger placement, I'm wanting to go from my A string to my G string. Well, that was the C string, but so I need to practice this movement. And I'm actually just going to practice that a few times. Just... looking at that. Playing 4, 4, 0 to 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, 1, 0, 4. Okay, let's go for it. Okay. That's reading music. Now, if I'm doing it myself without looking at the music, yep, dogs are annoyed at all the stuff. Yep, I'll put 'em. Yep. Okay, so, alright, so let's do the D major one more time and end this. But watching, I want to watch. Need to be able to do... Maybe I should start by memory first to get that muscle memory going, but I want to be able to read this music. So let's do this one more time, and then we'll call it a day. The moment I look at the music. There we go. And I guess day one official practice has been finished, and it's awful, but we'll see how that goes from now on. So that's more of a recording to see how my progress goes. All right, that's out. I have no sign off. I was trying to think of one. No, I'll just ramble. All right, see you later.